Hey y'all, getting situated still. I just wanted to hop in and do some meditation today, and it's so funny because I just finished up some like to-dos and realized that the thing I really wanted to do today was come in here and hold space for some meditation to help you sort of connect with and remember or even discover, possibly for the first time ever, what it is that you desire, that you want in your life. And then appropriately, hey Lindsay, I was just about to talk about you. Appropriately, I just read a post in Lindsay's group about, the power of knowing what you want or asking yourself, like, what do I want? And so as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to go talk to my group about what they want today. So I want to just drop in and we'll go right into some meditation and use it as an opportunity to get clear about what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. Oh, good. Lindsay says, I need this right now. Perfect. Okay, I'm balancing my phone on my computer. Let me close everything out so I'm not distracted. Okay. And so, so many women, this question like blows their mind. I remember the first time that my counselor / energy healer was like, so what do you want? Like, let's write a list of things you want. And it took me probably like 40 minutes with lots of tears and just being like, oh my God, I have no idea what I want before I could even answer it. Hey, Sandra, happy to have you and so excited to be back. I feel like I have really been missing my people. And, when I went to reopen the group, so much for dropping right into meditation, but this feels important. When I went to reopen my group, I've been kind of thinking about it. It's been popping up occasionally over the past month or so. It popped up again in January. I thought like maybe I'd reopen it this year, but I didn't know. And then when I went to reopen it, I had all this fear of like, you can't just close a group and then go reopen it, Like I pulled it up and saw my like teary meditation goodbye to the space and was like, you don't do that and then just like pop back in, hey y'all, I'm back, like no big deal, like you're not allowed to do that, right? And so you already can like, and you're probably thinking that's absurd, right? Like of course you can want to come back into your group, like of course that's not that big of a deal, of course you can do what you want and have what you want. But think about the things that you want and then how you instantly get that fear, right? You're like, okay, I want to do this thing or I want to have this thing or be this thing or whatever desire it is that comes forward. And then you're instantly like, oh, but that doesn't make sense. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that or it won't work out. Like we immediately pull in all of these fear stories. So today, we're not looking at how to have what you want. We're not creating a path or a plan for it. I just want to bring your awareness to the topic of wanting things and get curious about your relationship with wanting things. Do you allow yourself to want things that aren't related to your children or your husband, your partner, your whoever, right? We'll let ourselves want things for the people we love really easily. Do you let yourself want things for you? Do you feel like you're allowed to want things? Were you allowed to want things as a child? What messages, what conditioning were you given around wanting things, around desire? As a child, as an adult, in your relationships, what I've noticed so much is like we really don't even give life a chance to meet us. We claim a desire and we kind of open into it for a second and then, we have those fear stories come in and clamp us back shut. And so, I feel like that's something we'll be working with probably for the month. Who knows? We'll see. It's feeling very, very forward this month. It feels like March kind of is a time of desire, of reawakening, right? We're moving out of winter into spring. In Louisiana, it's like summer / winter / spring. It's all the seasons in like 3 days. But it's time to start coming back to life and to just start thinking about the things that you want. we have this habit, right? If we're going to think about what we want, we feel like we have to know immediately how to have it, or if it's okay to have it, or immediately start taking action. But there is so much magic in just hanging out in desire, in just letting yourself like play and explore and get curious, like, oh my God, what do I want? Without needing to have all the answers instantly, without needing to work through all the shit instantly, but instead just letting yourself sort of swim in it. I mean, we're in Mercury retrograde, which is inner, right? Inside times, in Pisces, the fish with the water. So it's time to be swimming in your deeper waters. It's time to get into the womb space, which is our energetic water center, and start to swim around a little. And it's so funny because as I say that, I'll show you all the background on my computer right now as we talk about swimming in the sacral chakra waters. So good. So yeah, let's do that. Let's dive in. So wherever you are, unless you're driving, if you're driving, pause this and do it later or pull over. But if you can and you're available, and this is something you want to do, then I invite you to just close your eyes and get comfortable, taking a few deep, cleansing, clearing, grounding breaths. So inhaling through your nose. Big exhale, sigh through your mouth. We'll take 3 more like this. Just re-arriving at your body. In this moment, this space, this time. Feeling the temperature of the air on your skin, the weight of your clothing, the support of your seat beneath you, or the ground beneath your feet, or your bed or your couch under your back. And just inviting your heart to lean back, your legs to release their grip, your hips to soften, your belly to let go, surrendering all of the pressure, all of the doing, all of the figuring out of all the things. Creating some length through the back of the spine and some softness in your throat. Softening and spreading the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Relaxing your jaw, your cheeks, your eyeballs, your nose, spreading like melting butter on your face. Your scalp releasing its grip on the skull, the back of the neck softening. The space between your ears widening, your brain slowing down, calming down. And just inviting the pulse that is you to come forward, this beating of your heart that travels through your entire body. Just inviting it to grow a little stronger, a little louder, a little more obvious for you. Working together with your heart. So not only are you listening for your heart, but she's reaching out to you with this pulse, with this beating. And so just taking a few moments to rest here with your heart, safe, supported, expansive. And what does your heart have to share with you today about desire? What does she want to feel, to experience, to play with? It might be something super simple, or it might be something huge. But like you would any small child sharing their dreams and visions with you, just be with her and hold space for her to get a little wide-eyed and excited by her desires as she shares them with you, as she leans into what it would be like to have them. Inviting her to be curious and imaginative and a big feeler, a big dreamer, a big thinker. And if you notice that she catches herself being too much and then decides to reel it back, I invite you to invite her to keep going, to tell her how much you enjoy listening to her stories, listening to her ideas. Give her even more space to dream or be ridiculous. You can clearly see that she is totally not too much. Making room in your body for this feeling, for the way it feels in your body to let her dream. You can let yourself giggle or smile or cry. Breathe a big sigh of relief. I am so grateful that you are letting your heart express herself right now, because I feel like I can feel her and see her, and it's amazing. And it's giving me a gift while I hold this space. There's so many layers and ripples of goodness that happen when we let the heart do her thing. And I'll invite you to bring your awareness to this part of you that's holding space for her. Noticing that it's not necessarily your own heart holding space for your heart, but your womb, the seat of your mother energy, the energy that allows you to self-mother, to hold space for the heart. Invite that womb space to beat along with the heart. Noticing how the playfulness of your inner child supports your mother. It supports her stepping into her role as guardian and creator. You know, don't you want so badly to give that little girl in your heart what she wants? Wouldn't it feel amazing for you to help her create it? This power lies in the womb. And it's so much safer, so much sweeter than anything we've ever been taught about the womb. And possibly that we've ever experienced around motherhood, whether our own mothers or our own experience of being a mother. I invite you to just breathe into that because it's a lot. And noticing how when you allow that mothering part of you to do her thing, to do what she is so good at doing, it gives your heart permission to keep doing what she's doing, to dream, to explore possibility. You know, we've been putting all these protections around our heart when all we've needed is a mother to see us, to hold us, to encourage us. And yeah, you may feel so much grief coming forward around that. You can just let yourself feel it. You haven't needed all those walls or protective mechanisms. You've just needed this mother. So can you, for the next few moments, just let yourself be mothered and loved and nourished in exactly the way you needed it as a child? Can you let that happen in your own system right now? Sending ripples of healing out through time and space. And just noticing what it's like to feel good and safe about being you. Noticing the confidence in that little child that's being seen and encouraged with so much permission and love. Permission and love that maybe your own mother just didn't have access to. She probably never received it herself or learned how to hold that kind of space. And just feeling the gratitude that you can tune into that now, that you have access to that for yourself, for your inner child, for your own children. Taking a moment to thank your womb for showing up today, for being this portal of new life, of new possibilities, of new experiences, of creating new conditions for you, your heart, your family. And there's probably a lot to unpack here, and I just want to let you know there's no pressure to get to all of it. Because not only do you not need to, but it's impossible. to unpack the womb and the heart in 20 minutes. So just take a moment to acknowledge the gift, the opening, the taste of magic that you can access in just 20 minutes. And knowing that it's always here for you, it's always available anytime you want it or need it. And we'll invite in some golden light through the crown, letting it rinse through your whole system, filling you up, nourishing you, holding you, supporting you, rinsing away any old stories that are ready to go, any old defense mechanisms that don't feel needed. Just helping you to integrate so that your mind doesn't have to track it after this. Just knowing and trusting the energy. Trusting any upgrades or downloads that are happening for you. And inviting some earth energy up through your feet. Imagining that your feet can sort of open up like little portals or receptacles of sweet, steady Mama Earth energy. And pulling it up through your legs. Letting it rise within you to support you. All the way up to your heart. And letting these two energies, this divine energy and this earth energy, mix in your body. Becoming something entirely new. You are this portal, this container where the sky and the earth can meet. You can let that magic fill you and spread out into the space beyond your body, beyond your skin and your physical boundaries. About 3 feet out in all directions. So in front of you, behind you, above you, below you, out to the sides. And letting this energy hold you, support you. Giving you anything that you need to carry on with your day. Letting it draw in abundance, love, connection, energy, rest, whatever it is you need. Let this light hold it for you and continue to nourish you with it through the rest of your day. And when you're ready, you'll slowly bring yourself back to this space, this moment. Wiggling your fingers and toes. And using soft blinks to open your eyes. Welcome back. So I should have known when I said let's dive into the feminine waters, right? That there would be tears. I would love to hear what your experience was like. If you want to share even just the tiniest bit of what came forward for you, I would really, really love to witness you in that. Yeah. And if anyone wants deeper support with this, if you want some one-on-one work, because it can be tricky doing group meditations, when I'm working one-on-one with people, we can go through that process together. And so if your inner child shut down, or if there was fear, you couldn't access your womb, if we're working one-on-one, we can go through that process together and see what you need and work each little unique layer of your own inner energetic system. And so I do have single sessions available for the rest of this month. Starting in April, I won't be doing single sessions. And so if you want to grab one of those, I have a couple weeks left. It's a 50-minute session for $75. And so in April, the price will be going up on my sessions, and also I will prefer to work in a deeper package where we have a more focused arc of healing where I can support you more deeply. Lindsay says, so yummy. My heart kept saying they are ready to say yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm feeling that. I feel like all of us, like we're being called to say yes to the next step, the next phase, the next layer. Like, where are you going? Where are you being called? And like, can you find the courage to say yes to it? Because I promise it will be amazing. And I feel like we are all right now being called somewhere deeper and more expansive and even yummier and better and sweeter and safer than we can even imagine. So I would love, love, love to support you on this journey. If anyone needs support or desires support, reach out. You can comment here. You can message me. You can look at my current deep dive programs. I have Sacred Mother, which is a 6-month journey for group and one-on-one healing, which really focuses around a lot of what we did today. So of course the meditation today was like basically a condensed energy of what I was working on all day. And that's on my website, balancerootsreiki, reiki.com. Lindsay says, and as I was looking at the fear around my desires, it's this fear of people feeling like I'm asking for too much or my desires will burden others. Yes. Oh, I feel like such a match to that. I don't know a single woman who's not a match to that. She says, and I just told my inner child, it's okay. I want her to want. And I was celebrating her wants. Yes. Like you noticed, like, I don't know, did anyone else notice that like your inner child started to just like unleash, right? And just go to town, like daydreaming. Mine was like drawing me pictures of things and like all these colorful clouds in the air. And as soon as she like realized what she was doing, that she wasn't editing or protecting or worrying about like, oh my God, what if this chick thinks I'm crazy or I'm taking up too much space or whatever? She kind of like, like terror, like, oh my God, what am I doing? Being so open and free. And then when she was met with love and like, yes, please keep being you because I am enjoying the crap out of it. It's amazing to me to see you so lit up. Please keep doing this. I was really reminded of like, we get that way with our partners and with our family and our children. Like we don't want things because we don't want to take from someone else, or we don't want to be a burden, or we don't want it to be a problem, or, you know, the money should be going to our kids, or my time should be going to my kids, blah, blah, blah. And what results from that is an empty cup. Oops. An empty cup. And we don't have a ton to give. And there's all these limitations and restrictions around needs and desires that translate not just to ourselves, but into our parenting and into our marriages or partnerships, because we have all these limiting beliefs around what people in general are allowed to want, because what we believe about ourselves gets translated into these other experiences, into these other relationships. And so I've noticed the more I allow myself to dream and play and create, the more I can allow Gus to dream and play and create. And the more permission I give my ex-husband, Gus's dad, space to dream and play and create. Like I'm setting up a ceremony retreat for some of my like really close friends next month. And it fell on a weekend when Gus, my little boy's dad, Zach. So Gus's dad. Gus is my little boy. Zach is his dad, my ex-husband, for anyone who's new here and isn't keeping track. He has a thing in like another state, like California or something, that he wants to do. And it's not stuff that either of us technically have to do, but it would be really fulfilling. And so I was willing. Normally my old me would have been like, oh my God, you want me to switch weekends with you so you can go do this fun thing. And now I have to cancel my fun thing or move it. And I don't know if the date's going to work, right? It brings us into that feeling of not having enough and then being really resentful and pissed about it. Like no one's caring about us the way we care about everyone else. And so instead I was like, you know what? I want him to be happy. You know, I want him to do something that feels good. And I want me to still get to do my thing. So let's see how we can make this work. Like, how can we both get what we want? And it ended up working out perfectly. At first, I was like, my mom couldn't watch him. His mom couldn't watch him. I was just like, what are we going to do? And then his old babysitter, who they miss each other dearly, is available to babysit that weekend. And Zach is happy to pay her so that we can both have what we want. Because he knew if I helped him by swapping weekends and he went and I stayed here, that he'd probably come home and I would be pissed. You know, I would be not a pleasure to co-parent with. And so him paying the babysitter actually supports him, and him, both of us doing what we want, supports each other. And that's something that I don't think we're taught enough in our relationships, is that when you have two people focusing on their own happiness and filling their own cups, it creates more harmony in the relationship, more peace, more permission to be yourself. Like, just like you experienced with that inner mother and the inner child. When your partner sees you enjoying life, it makes him happy. Because that's what they want. The masculine wants to support the feminine. Like, truly, that's what makes them feel masculine, you know? And we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So we all have access to both sides of this relationship, no matter what our outside relationships look like. But I think they're mirrored well in our partnerships. And so if the masculine just wants to give and support you in dreaming, right? And you're not allowing yourself to dream, you're not allowing yourself to want things or have things, and you're not allowing yourself to be lit up and to be fully you because of all the fear and conditioning, right? Because of all the reasons that little girl shut herself down is all the reasons you shut yourself down. Not because you're bad or because you suck, you know, but because you were taught to do that women don't receive. Women don't ask for things, when really the energy of the feminine, the essence of the feminine, is receiving and desire. And so when you start knowing what you want, you can start asking your partner for what you want. And he can stop guessing and trying to walk on eggshells and navigate you and figure you out. Because let's be honest, the mental brain, the man brain and the women's brain, like, they're not the same. They don't operate the same. And he's out losing his mind trying to figure out what will make you happy. Meanwhile, you've grown up in a society that hasn't given you permission to want happiness or be happy. So of course you haven't stopped to think, like, what do I want? What do I even want? And so once you give yourself permission to start asking that question, you can start telling the people in your life what you want. And they can start giving it to you if it's in alignment with them. And then they have that choice, right, to give it to you or not. Like, Zach didn't have to pay the babysitter, and I didn't have to switch weekends. But we were both available to help each other out. So I was willing to switch weekends, and he could pay the babysitter, you know? I've seen so many relationships shift because the wife or the woman was able to start asking for what she wants. And I use masculine, feminine, like he and she. This is all interchangeable. You don't have to be in a standard heterosexual relationship for this to apply to you. Generally, when two people come together, one embodies more of the feminine essence and one embodies more of the masculine essence. Or those are like your go-to energies that you operate from. And so, yeah, I've seen a lot of marriages change, though, and shift and heal because suddenly the husband knows exactly how to make his wife happy. You know, suddenly he knows what to do. And when he goes and he does those things, he feels really good about himself. And when he feels good about himself, he wants to keep doing things for you. And when you're receiving them and it's making you happy, it's making him feel better about himself and it's making you feel more grateful. And it's this beautiful cycle of you two feeding each other and supporting each other and encouraging each other to be your best, fullest selves. And that is the work that turns me on and gets me lit up. Like, that is what I want to be doing more of. And that is the Sacred Mother journey. So I didn't know I'd be talking about it when I hopped on today, but I'm glad you brought forward your meditation experience, Lindsay, because it kind of brought this divine download about what Sacred Mother even is. So if you are ready to step into that role of being the sacred mother, of this truest expression of feminine energy, of what it means to be a mother and to co-create with the earth, with spirit, and with your family, then I invite you to check it out. I'll leave a link below for anyone who feels interested. And I'm happy to set up a call. I'll also post a link for you to set up a free call if you know that like you want this and you're just not sure how, or what container would be best for you. Like you just know you need this healing and like, let's figure out a way to get it for you. Then set up a free call and we'll chat and I'll help you connect with your desire. And then from there, we'll see, am I the right person to support you in that journey? And so, yeah, I have to hop off and go get Gus from school, I'm sure. What time is it? Yeah, I have a few minutes. Again, let me know how the meditation was for you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for helping me bring this space back. Thank you for giving me a space where I can be myself, right? Where I can play and I can let my inner child out and I can let myself dream and create. Because holding these spaces for women is what my heart truly wants. This is my like ideal creation experience. So thank you for supporting me in it just by being here and just by being you. Sending you so much love.